This is another match where Rug Delver, it just seems like a game where you really want to win the die roll.
Oh, yeah, it always does.
Playing turn 1 Delver is so much different than playing turn 2 Delver.
Yeah, or turn 4 Delver. Jeez.
Turn 4 Delver, yeah. And flipping it turn 2, so much different. And Nathan, of course, he has Punishing Fires, which really, really kill. Just a lot of creatures in his deck. It takes out the Snapcasters, takes out the Delvers.
Yeah. It can pressure a Tarmogoyf, especially in Tarmogoyf Wars.
Yeah, it means Tarmogoyf Wars. He's got a good chance to win those.
Right. Simon Sung has 4 Lightning Bolt, has 2 Fire Ice, but it doesn't beat the recast ability of that Punishing Fire.
No, it does not. That is a very powerful ability.
Yeah.
Looks like they're discussing something.
Yeah, maybe talking about the matchup too.
Maybe.
Playing it out in their head.
Perhaps negotiating a split. I don't know.
So
maybe they're doing an elaborate scheme to figure out who is going to be on the play.
To play first. Maybe they're using Paper Tiger and Rock Lobster.
That is a great way to do it. Shuffles up. Each player flips it over.
Let's get the overlay here. I want to see this game of 3-card Monty in action. If indeed that's what they're doing. No, that's disappointing.
That is not a Paper Tiger.
Nope.
Or a Rock Lobster.
So, the interesting part about Nathan Zamora's deck list to me is the fact that he has 1 Green Sun Zenith, 1 Scavenging, so sort of like a sideboard, or almost like a tutor package, but one of the pieces only.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of the cards that you can get are really great. There are plenty of times where you want to get a Tarmogoyf. Plenty of times where, Terravore. You're basically able to play 3 Terravores or 2 Scavenging Oozes.
Right.
Green Sun Zenith. It's been a real huge card in Legacy. One of the biggest cards that really come out in the last few years. It has really shaped the format.
Yeah, just, it seems pretty innocuous in a format like Standard, where it doesn't have that many options with what to tutor up, but Legacy, when you have all of 19 years of the history of Magic, it can just get a ton of bullets, and a little card like Scavenging Ooze. Without Green Sun Zenith, so do you think that card would be played even?
It might be, but you'd have to play 3 or 4 of them. It'd be like one of those cards that you have in your sideboard, and you board a bunch in, or you play the main and you board a bunch in. Now, apparently Nathan and Simon were discussing a split, but decided not to do with it. They decided to play for the marbles.
Yeah, those marbles are pretty tempting.
They're really nice marbles.
Yeah.
They're just great on your mantle.
Mantle of marbles.
Mantle of marbles, yeah. Just lie them out. Don't put them on the floor, though. They'll just fall and
they'll scratch your floor. They're diamond.
Right.
Yeah.
They're,
even the hardest marble in the world can't stand up to that.
Yeah, you'd have to, when you move out, your hardwood floor is just going to be destroyed. So yeah, careful with those marbles.
But the upside is you have a lot of diamond marbles.
That's true. You can pay for it.
Yeah. So players randomizing, and
decide to go with the old die roll.
Yeah, and I have to apologize for how quiet we have to be, but this convention hall is so empty right now that if we talk too loudly, the players can hear us.
Yes, it is very much like a golf match at this point.
Yeah, we're gonna do a little golf clap.
Can we do golf for getting ready hands?
Oh.
All right.
And this is our final. Simon Sung on your right, playing Rug Delver. Nathan Zamora on your left, playing Agrolome. Who do you give the edge to here?
Simon's in the play. Boy,
It's really close.
It is really close. I think I'm going to go with Simon on this one.
Really?
Really?
I think I'm going to take Nathan.
Take Nathan?
Yeah, I think Agrolome has what it takes.
I think it does too. I just being on the play, gotta make a decision. I'm going to go with Rug. I think he's been pretty good at flipping those Delvers.
Ooh, that's true. That he has. Simon Sung is way better this tournament than Shane Rimmel at flipping his Delvers.
Yeah, flipping Delvers is a real good thing.
So as a side note, Nathan has something to say to us. He wanted his deck to be called the Empire.
So it is now the Empire versus Rug Delver.
Yep, Empire trying to strike back here. See what he can do.
And a turn 1 Delver.
There's that
Off
Delver.
the bat.
And Nathan Zamora has no way to kill that until turn 2, unless he has a Mox Diamond.
I don't understand why his deck is the Empire if he has Han Solo on his sleeves.
Oh, wow.
If he had Darth Vader...
If he wins the tournament, we're going to have to bring this up.
Yeah, we're going to have to get him Grand Moff... whatever. Turkin sleeves. Grand Moff Tarkin. I don't think they made those sleeves though. I think it's just the popular.
I don't think he's good. You know, the ones that have a good amount of speaking lines.
He's got plenty of speaking lines. Just dies in the first movie.
Sure.
All right, Mox
Ooh.
Diamond, turn 1.
Nathan Zamora really happy to have a Mox
Yeah,
Diamond.
if
He needs the speed.
Is this going to be a Punishing Fire? Or is it going to be a Dark Confidant?
And that'll get dazed. And the Delver stands alone. Simon Sung's only permanent, but it's the only one he needs because...
Heart of the cards, not with Simon Sung this game.
1 at Nathan, dropping him to 18. And he'll say go.
Yep, no follow-up Delver, no big play here. Nathan Zamora, Wasteland, Simon's only land.
He'll float 1, but that'll...
go into an
attack
step.
Go into the attack step.
Attack step does nothing.
Oh, but he'll brainstorm.
Now, one would hope for Simon's sake that he did not have a 1 land and has not locked himself underneath that.
All right, it doesn't look like he does because I see 2 traps there. But wow, Nathan has no other play.
Man. Oh, Punishing Fire during the upkeep.
Okay. I can get behind that.
It is probably going to get Force of Will. Nope, lets it go.
So Simon Sung draws that Ponder for his turn, and we'll see if he can add another Delver. Nope.
Does not.
Just a Volcanic. Leads with the land he most wants to get Wastelanded here.
Nathan Zamora. Looking for a creature. Looking for a way to capitalize on Simon's slower start.
Ooh, and there's a Grove. That's going to provide a lot of long game inevitability for Nathan here. Simon Sung would love to find a Wasteland with this with this Ponder.
Looks like a Force of Will.
Snapcaster. That might be another Ponder there.
It might be. You were very good at noticing these cards.
Years of practice.
Returns the Punishing Fire.
Yep. Simon Sung up to 21.
And goes back to the bin.
Huh. I'm a little surprised Nathan Zamora didn't just keep that in hand there.
Net 1 damage to Simon Sung.
Yep.
He's fully ready to grind this game out.
Yeah. But I guess if he has no other play, a good use of his mana as any.
Yeah. One or 2 points of damage can mean everything.
Yep. So Wasteland on Grove, but Punishing Fire will return. Much like Han Solo.
He did come back, didn't he?
Yeah.
So they had to rescue him, though. Yeah, I guess you're rescuing that Punishing Fire from the graveyard. Nathan Zamora, fetch Sacks of Verdant Catacombs, and he's going to get a land. I think he's deciding on which one.
Yep, this is end of turn.
Whether he goes basic or whether he goes non-basic.
And you know, we've seen Nathan Zamora a lot this weekend. Hasn't cast Loam very much, has he?
No, it's obviously a big card in his deck, but he does not seem to draw them very often.
Yeah.
That speaks a lot for the power of this deck.
Yeah, it does. Ooh, Inquisition. He's going to see all of Simon Sung's dirty secrets here. He's going to see the Tropical Island that he's been holding.
Yeah. And they're all off camera, of course, but
Spell
two
Snare.
Spell Snares.
Spell Snare,
Wow.
Force of Will, Tropical Island, Snapcaster. I have to imagine we'll see him take the Snapcaster here.
I imagine that's probably the right play.
Just by far the best card.
Yeah, if he can.
Yep, there it goes.
It's really hard for him now. I mean, if he has his 1 Green Sun Zenith, he can get around those Spell Snares, but they're going to do a real good job of locking his hand up.
Yep.
He almost has to just play double Tarmogoyf into it, and that's not what we want to do at all.
Now, if Nathan Zamora can find a life from the Loam, he'll be in very good shape.
He'll be in amazing shape if he can do that. But it looks like they're Badlands.
Yep.
He can keep increasing his land count. And he can't, he can try running out a Seismic Assault if he has one.
Yep.
But
for sure get Force of Will.
It will get Force of Will. And he's trying to run something out. And he goes,
Green Sun for 2. And that's a powerful play.
That is going to get Force of Will.
Yep. So Nathan Zamora happy to take that. Happy to 2-for-1 Simon at this point, get the Force of Will out of the way.
Yeah, I mean, but his hand, it just doesn't have a whole lot in it.
No.
And of course, he only plays 1 Green Sun Zenith, so that is locked forever in his graveyard.
Yep.
He just needs to get, he needs a Loam. He needs his engine to start going.
Yeah. Nathan Zamora, though, he's fine with however long this game takes because he knows the longer the game goes, the more it favors him.
Tarmogoyf instantly Snapcastered. And another Tarmogoyf.
Wow.
Man.
Simon Sung, Force of Wills, he's out of cards.
But Nathan doesn't have a whole lot either.
No, now we're just staring at land here.
Simon Sung in a perfect position to get a Tarmogoyf.
Yep, I would have liked to see Simon Sung save that fetch. I think there's a lot more utility in play than just the deck thinning.
I agree. If he still has a lot of brainstorms left. You know, can always cast a Snapcaster Mage to get Brainstorm.
So Simon Sung gets that basic forest. Nathan will cut the deck. Sign of respect for his fellow mage.
Yeah.
And Simon says go. Wow, draw go for both players here.
Yeah.
They're both out of gas, both just trying to draw any threat, any port, any amount of gas.
Now, who do you think the draw go matchup favors?
Well, it's a lot more dangerous for Nathan because Simon can just draw a big threat, but I think the longer the game goes, the more it favors Nathan.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Like,
And
Simon needs to put this away quickly.
yeah, Nathan, just turn after turn. Get another Tarmogoyf.
Yep, and we'll see if Simon has
Counters
another
again.
counter spell.
Oh.
It's like fetch land in response.
Interesting.
Might be trying to ice into a spell snare here. Now, the good news for Simon is that a lot of his lands are thinned out now. Nathan has way more lands than him.
He does.
And Simon Sung's draws will be, on average, have less land.
That's true. Though Nathan Zamora just has so many active draws. You know, if he gets a Punishing Fire or a Grove of the Burn Willows.
Right, and that's a land.
Right back
but
up. Yeah, right
basically
back
counts
up.
as a
It
spell.
gives him something to do. You know, he has plenty of things he can draw here.
So
And
Simon-
Life from Loam, it might look like not much, but that'll be great for him.
Yeah, and
That's
now
a
we'll get to
Taxium
see
Probe.
Nathan Zamora's hand. Punishing Fire, Diabolic Edict, Bayou.
Wow, he will be able to kill whatever he wants to.
Yeah, that's a lot of removal. He has
Yeah.
answers to the Nimble, he has answers to the Goyf, and he has a lot of answers to a Delver or Snapcaster.
Yeah. Yes, he does.
So Simon Sung in a pretty tough position here.
Yeah. You know, he needs a Tarmogoyf, he needs to be able to block, and during all that, he has to also have a Bolt.
Right?
And
And
Mongoose comes out, which
there's
I
a
believe
Mongoose.
is a 3/3.
yep, should definitely have Threshold at this point.
Yeah.
So Nathan Zamora does not use Edict yet, just untaps and draws. There it is.
And, yep, he did not have a, no spell snares.
Nope. So Tarmogoyf swings in. I believe that's still a 4/5. No artifacts in the graveyard yet, no enchantments, so Simon takes 4.
Goes to 12, sacks a fetch land, it goes to 11.
Yeah, again, if he draws something like a Ponder after sacking all these fetch lands, he's not going to be happy about it.
Yeah. Still has plenty of Brainstorms to draw.
Yep.
I think overall people overvalue filtering their land out with fetch lands quite a bit.
Yeah, it's a pretty small percentage.
Compared to the, I think, the much larger percentage that happens when you actually draw,
A Ponder. or
yeah, draw a
Brainstorm.
Brainstorm.
Or just the one life.
Yeah, yeah.
So it looks like end of turn Punishing Fire on Simon Sung's Dome.
In comes Tarmogoyf.
Yep. That should drop him to
Forward damage.
5.
Oh, and a Grove.
wow, a Grove.
And a Cycle Land.
So Nathan Zamora just slowly tightening the noose here.
More Cycle Lands. How is he has still not drawn a Life from the Loam?
I don't know. This might be it. No, just a
They're
Confidant. And Nathan Zamora threatening lethal in a few different ways, both from creatures and from Grove Fire here. And Simon Sung with no pressure.
Wasteland, it's going to return the Punishing Fire, though.
Yep. So Simon Sung up to 6, but still has to deal
Still
out.
nothing to do. Just testing him.
Seeing what he'll
Just seeing
do.
what happens, yeah. Oh, yeah, trivia. And now, one more trivia question.
Yeah, and this one is for not all the marbles, but you know, some marbles.
Yeah, it's like half a marble.
Half a marble. Yeah.
It's a Cupid Zirconian marble.
Sure.
Yeah, you
So
know.
this trivia question is for a 4-day Gen Con badge.
Mm-hmm.
What you have to do, you have to use the hashtag SCG Premium. You have to answer the right answer to the question Sam's going to ask you. And if you do, we're going to randomly select one winner, and you'll receive a free 4-day Gen Con badge.
Yeah. And this is, you know, it's going to be a little harder than the last one. So we've been talking about something for the last 24 hours pretty much.
Yeah.
It's been a big deal for us. Yesterday, there were a certain number of archetypes that represented different decks of top 8. You know, some number of different archetypes.
Right.
For Standard, Legacy had the same number.
Same number of archetypes.
Same number of different archetypes. What was that number?
And, if you don't know, if you just tuned in, if you haven't been watching this entire weekend, we forgive you. You can find out
okay.
on the Star City Games page. You can go to the coverage, look at the top deck lists, and
see how many
figure it out.
unique archetypes there are there.
Yep, tweet that in. The number of unique archetypes in the top 8.
Don't guess more than 8 because there's only 8 different people in top 8.
That'd be top 9.
That would be top 9.
Yeah,
that would be top 9.
Just make sure you use the hashtag SCG Premium, or your entry will not be counted.
And again, it's not both days combined. It is just
one
each day had the same number. What is that number?
Right. So let us know, and we're going to let you know who won that after this match.
Yeah.
But let's get back to that match right now. Let's talk about these players' sideboards a little bit.
All right. So again, we felt the last Rug match had a much more diverse sideboard for this. He had the ability to bring in both the Ancient Grudges, the Submerges, but also bring in the Sunset Dividing Top and
the Counterbalance.
Yeah, Counterbalance package. And it didn't work out, but it came real close. He was one turn away from basically keeping Nathan Zamora off of so many things, keeping him off of Life from Loam, keeping him off of Punishing Fire, and Nathan drew 2 3-drops in a row. But that's not available here. This sideboard just is much less diverse than that. His sideboard again: 1 Life from the Loam, 2 Surgical, 2 Red Elemental Blasts, 2 Spell Pierce, 2 Gilded Drake, 4 Submerge, and 2 Ancient Grudges.
So yeah, I have to think the only cards we'll really see here: 4 Submerge, 2 Ancient Grudge, maybe the 1 Life from the Loam.
And the more I think about it, the more I think he is going to bring that Life from the Loam, especially after that game.
Right.
He has to know that, looking through it, that these Wastelands are going to be a real problem for him. With having only 2 basics, he can really be kept off of, pretty much a bunch of anything. So he might just take this out. Now, again, I think the Stifle's not ideal in this matchup at all.
Right, and it sort of seems counterintuitive to try and Wasteland lock a deck that plays so many lands with their loams, but sometimes it just works out that way.
It does.
Sometimes they have a very few amount of lands. Sometimes you Ancient Grudge their Mox, Wasteland their land, and boom.
Yep, that's it.
They're mana screwed, and you steal a win. So I would definitely like to see the Loam come in, along with the Grudges and the Submerges.
Yep.
The cards that will likely to be seen taken out, probably Fire Ice. Only really kills Confidant.
Yeah, Fire Ice is not very exciting.
No.
Every once in a while, the ice part does come up. You gotta, especially when you're on the play, you gotta, cancel out one of their draws. That's nice. It's a great play.
2 mana, it's just a lot of mana for this deck.
It is. And definitely, I think the Stifle. So that's 3. If he takes out the 2 Fire Ices, that's 5.
Yep. Gitaxian Probe could come out.
Not ideal. Again, it's not a matchup where you really need to know so much. Considering that, if he gets Life from the Loam Dredging, you don't need to know what's in his hand.
No, your plan, it doesn't really change. You still have to beat him down. It helps to know what to counter. But when push comes to shove, I think most of his other cards are more useful here.
Yeah, and I still think that Nathan Zamora is going to bring in those chalices.
Right.
Just too many 1-drops in the Delver deck to ignore it.
For sure.
Especially with his ability to be able to go turn 1 chalice with those Mox Diamonds.
Yeah, and we didn't see him play it versus the other Delver deck, but he might just not have drawn it as well. He only has 2.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see if he brings that in.
I thought he tried to play it and it got countered, but maybe.
Oh yeah, I definitely might have missed that.
Could be misremembering it.
Was that turn 1?
That was turn 2, I think.
So players have their openers for this Game 2 of the finals, Star City Dallas Legacy.
Simon, of course, in the play on this one.
Yep.
Looking at his opening hand, it looks like Nathan is mulliganing.
Yep, Simon happy with his. Happy to see Nathan going to 6. Happy for some help in this matchup.
Yeah.
I think he needs it. We'll see what Nathan can muster on 6 cards. And you know what? Even if Simon Sung can win this game, Nathan gets to be on the play for Game 3.
He does.
Which is huge.
Yeah, real
The
big.
ability to resolve something like a turn 1 Chalice without your opponent having days up.
Yeah. That's real scary.
That'd be really close to game over.
You have to force a will. It's your only option.
Yep, Force of Will, Ancient Grudge, but only 2 Grudge, and you don't always draw Force of Will.
You can win through it, but it's just so hard.
It is.
You gotta have a lot of Goyce. And Nathan has Maelstrom Pulses.
Yep. So Nathan doesn't seem to be too concerned about his Mull to 6. He's probably happy to be up a game.
He is cool as can be.
Yep.
Drawing his 6, looking at him and deciding, is this the ones I want? But he has Han Solo's power on his side, so I'm sure that is helping him out. I know he has at least one Mox Diamond.
It's a great ally. So we'll see if he's happy with his 6.
It appears happy enough.
Yeah, I think he is.
Simon plays Scalding Tarn, sacks it. Once again, that Beta Tropical. Every time he gets that first. I don't blame him.
Han Solo facing off against Beta Tropical. I'm not sure who wins that matchup.
Beta Tropicals are real nice.
Do I sense envy in your voice?
A little bit.
So Nimble Mongoose for Simon Sung.
Yeah.
Only a 1/1 right now, but threshold pretty easy to achieve in this Rug Delver deck.
Nathan has Mox Diamond. I imagine he's going to play land, then play the Mox Diamond. Again, this Nimble Mongoose is kind of a problem for him. He needs to get something out to deal with that.
Yeah, and it won't become a 3/3 for a few turns.
No, it'll be a little while. But he has no meaningful way to interact with it until that happens.
Right.
Anything else we can tell about his hand? Looks like he has a
Grove.
Seismic Assault.
I do see a Grove in there.
Oh, maybe not a Seismic Assault. But he's looking at which land to play first.
Right.
He has
This
a
is
Wasteland. And he might... He's thinking, of course, well, I just go turn 1 Wasteland and I waste his land. I mean...
I could just...
You never know. Sometimes that's just that. Sometimes...
Exactly. These Rug Delver decks, they don't play a lot of land.
They don't. And a lot of them, they rely on cards like Ponder and Brainstorm to get them back up, and sometimes they don't hit them.
Yeah, and that's what he decides on. We'll see if Simon Sung has any more land.
He did not play that Mox Diamond, probably to prevent himself from getting dazed.
Definitely.
He's thinking maybe Simon just doesn't have a second land.
Wow.
And he doesn't.
Passes the turn.
Wow.
Upkeep.
Surgical extraction and during the draw step.
Yep.
And does not look like he has something.
So Mox Diamond, Mox Diamond, Grove Foothills for Nathan. Those are his mana sources. His other spells, Scavenging Ooze, Terravore, Maelstrom Pulse. So he'll be able to play a Scavenging Ooze this turn if he wants.
Yeah. That is pretty big. That will keep Simon from ever hitting threshold.
Yeah, so a really risky play from Simon Sung, keeping this 1-lander on the play, but I'm willing to bet it had at least a Ponder or a Brainstorm.
Yeah. Yep. Nathan made a, and it's a play that you wouldn't see a lot of people making. They always think, well, they're not going to play Mox Diamond straight into it, right?
Right.
But they're going to play their Wasteland, play the Mox Diamond, and then I'll pay for it. He can't daze it. Well, if he does daze it though, because especially if he only has 1 land to play, he knows that he can daze it.
Right.
He knows he needs to daze it. But he did not let him do it. He had the the ability to wait off on that, though he didn't have I guess he had to play a turn 1 Scavenging Ooze.
Interesting. Did Nathan Zamora board out a Wasteland? Simon Sung only found 2 more with the Surgical.
He may have. That would seem really odd. He, it is search. You can't fail to find. He might have missed one.
Yeah, maybe he thought that Nathan Zamora only played 3. So
Mox Diamond, Grove, and out comes a Scavenging Ooze.
Yep. And Simon Sung has no choice but to let that resolve. I don't think he has a Force of Will in his hand right now.
Big question, is this a land? It is not a land.
Wow.
Scavenging Ooze is very soon just going to start going to town.
Yeah, so Nathan Zamora might have just wastelanded Simon Sung out of this match.
Dark Confidant, jeez. Simon Sung, he's going to need a land right now.
Not a land.
Yep. Not a land. Flips over, Taiga.
Yep. We'll see another Mox Diamond here from Nathan.
Mox Diamond, discarding Taiga.
Yep. Up to 3 mana sources to Simon Sung, 0.
Out comes
Terravore. And I don't think there are any draws in Simon Sung's deck that can get him out of this.
Yeah, I think that he is just too far behind.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not a land. Simon Sung
and the
admits
hand goes
defeat.
up. Yep.
Congratulations, Nathan Zamora.
Agrolome, the Empire.
The Empire.
They're taking it down.
Yeah. Nathan Zamora.
2-0 in the finals.
Yeah, look at him. Calmly packs up his deck.
Yeah.